Red, tell me what happened last time.
Oh, did you guys didn't have a game last time,
I know.
right? If I remember. Okay.
We
I
killed
just want to make
everything.
sure. Okay, I didn't. Oh, okay. Well, good for you. I think it started off with us preparing to depart after saying goodbye to our dear friends and making our way, hopefully, with Evorik and the rest of the party going to the east to Outfaineth and hopefully get a better understanding of what's going on in that situation. Though we had a bit of a pause as it was, we had a surprise as Lumenzel popped up, asking us if we can go with us on our little adventure. That she needs to see the world, that she wants to take the shot, and she can't live her life, just cooped up here while everything passes her by. Faineth seemed to be uncertain, unsure, but we all stressed the necessary danger of this whole thing. But ultimately, she said yes, because she could understand where Lumenzel is coming from. As Evorik went off to prepare for our departure with getting shipments and things like that, we all decided to speak with Lumenzel and make sure she gets the proper equipment she needs for our journey, which she was surprised about. But she's part of our team now, so we want to make sure she doesn't get taken out with the first harrowing bit of environmental hazard, at the very least. As eventually, a merchant ship was what was going to be used for our little smuggling in with Captain Maldir, as he will be taking us across the sea to get our way there. And we're going to sneak in via using barrels and be able to pop up on the other side. As we took our trip, it was faint of feeling anxious, I believe, as well. Aldebatir asking the captain about, stories of all the things he's been through, mentioning about large fissures and things that you wouldn't even believe if you were on land at all times, which I think her and Lumenzel were swept away by a bit there too. And by the end, we eventually made our way to the east, sneaking into those barrels, trying to hold off and make sure no one notices there. Though we had a bit of another interruption as the boat was forced to be inspected. A familiar voice for Evorik spoke up, seemingly chastising Maldir. Apparently he has a reputation for smuggling, and this person was not too happy. The only reason she hasn't killed him is because, the law demands that she doesn't get to that just yet. And while she was demanding everyone look through the barrels to ensure that there was no nonsense going on, it was very obvious that if we stayed here long enough, we would be caught as well. So Evorik, took that opportunity, stepped out, saying hello to General Emerald, revealing himself and being taken away, essentially. And of course, Maldir's equipment and his cargo was taken for further notice. As the panic set in there a bit there for Faineth and a few, at least for her, as we could leave our friend behind, apparently, or as Faineth said, we have to go and save him. We can't just leave him behind. And everyone seemed to be in agreement with that as well. As Malat and Faineth were going to go and sneak in, try to get him out as quickly as possible, while everyone else gets the escape route planned out. We departed, racing off to hopefully get to Evorik before horrible things would happen to him, at the very least. Yeah. As we snuck through, weaving past guards, going separate ways, because of course it's easier for Malat to pass through certain areas compared to Faineth. Eventually making our way to the last entry point before we could go inside to hopefully find Evorik in this strange place. And as we discussed what we be the best plan, we had a bit of a hello from someone else hiding out in the bushes, who was also as surprised and shocked that we were here, and said, "What the fuck? What are you doing? I've been following this woman for who knows how long. What are you?" As we explained that we're here to save our friend, that we don't want to cause Teacher for whatever thing he has going on, and hearing our story and understanding that. Well, we're going to keep going no matter what. He offered to be of some assistance, that we'll meet back up, we'll help each other out, and hopefully no one gets murdered horribly here. As Malat and Faineth said thank you to Dimon. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. As we went in to sneak through the hallways past guards, meeting our way to what we believe was where Evorik was being held, the cells, and making our way down past the sleeping guard, as Malat was able to get into his pockets to grab the keys and open the door to see Emerald waiting for us, fully prepared for our little escape in, and with Evorik behind, as she told him, "I told you your friends would come for you." And we were had. There was nothing else we could really do about it. While that was going outside, well, Thorborn, Albertier, and Lumenzil were a bit of a crutch of what to do next. A bit of back and forth as the original plan didn't seem to be working out for them. They decided to, well, let's just go grab some carts, some horses. We'll wait for them, and we'll get the hell out of here as soon as we have a chance. As Lumenzil was the one who went to go have the idea and grab the equipment, spending money and such as they waited for, presumably, the others. So we will see how that lays out as Faineth and Merlot, confronted with Emerald, were told the plan, essentially, as she said, well, yeah, I'm not going to let him out, regardless of whatever crimes I've done to him, as Faineth pointed out. He doesn't get to leave, essentially. But how about we come to a little compromise? I'll go with you, as Faineth said originally that they were here to help her, that she wished to understand what's going on in the East, for her people and such. And Emerald will go along with, and Ivork will stay here as, just in case, insurance, one would say. Faineth and Miller are faced with such an option, and knowing there's not much we could really do, at least in regards to General Emerald, agreed. And then able to say one last goodbye to Ivork, who seemed in disbelief about how this turned out. She can't be trusted is the only thing he can give her before we could say our goodbyes. Being left out with the guards escorting us, as they seem to have also been in the plan, even the one who was sleeping. Making our way with the horses from Emerald and meeting up with our friends, as she had also had news about them being outside of where they were at. Seems she was keeping her eye on everything. As we said hello, introducing General Emerald, who's coming along with. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I don't think you had actually gotten to the introductory part.
Yeah, not really.
No,
Right?
I saw them riding up in the distance, and we're like, well,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Or as usual, revisionist history.
Listen,
It's never
get
too
there, we
much
get
that
there.
it's like obvious, but it's always just enough that it like changes things.
I need to give her a good sweet spot ending. I'm sorry. Listen, you're aware.
But yeah, no, you are seeing the two riders approach, as you'll eventually realize that Malata is just kind of riding in front of, well, being like held almost, as this mysterious woman is trotting along alongside Faineth.
I like lean in and whisper to Thorburn, who is that?
I don't know. We're about to find out.
And you'll eventually kind of like rejoin together.
Good to see you're all well.
Yes, good to see you are as well.
Yes.
Who is your friend?
This is General Emerald. She is coming along with us.
Okay, where is
Ivork will be left behind he will be left behind and safe. She kind of glances at Emerald when she says that.
House arrest.
Yes.
I see.
Insurance. If something were to happen to me on this journey, well.
So, why are you on this journey?
It's my business. But let's just say that there are a couple of things that I need to check with my own eyes. And I believe we share the same destination.
All right. Well, welcome to the group. I am Albiter of the Beyondlings. This is Thornburn, and this is Lomensil.
I'll nod.
Well, General Emerald has vast knowledge of this place. She'll be our guide to help us traverse safely, as she has said.
Seems you are all packed for the journey. We might as well travel. It is, the roads here will be easily navigatable even at night.
Very well. I see no problem with that. Shall we all depart then?
Yes. I see you brought your own horses.
Yes. General Emerald gave us these as well.
As you begin just kind of like really like gently and steadily guiding the animals, as there is a road that leads sort of southeast. As you're kind of like trotting along, Emerald will kind of like lean into him a lot and will say, "Are your friends usually this dense?"
Usually is. I not actually talked to Thornborn enough to actually. No, he's a merchant. I thought he'd know more.
You say dense or tense?
Dense.
Ah,
He'll kind of like nod at you. I can see how you would have never been able to escape.
Not sure how we would have gotten out
Probably
once we
wouldn't.
got it for it.
Probably wouldn't have, but well, suppose it is a lucky break that I caught you first. Although, I guess time changes everyone. Evorik certainly has changed. Much less aggressive this time around.
Was will nod. I was told a lot about him, about how he used to be, and when I first saw him not too long ago, it was a bit of a shock, a world of difference.
Last time I caught him, he tried to kill me and then spat in my face and did to do plenty of other uncouth things. Much easier to cooperate with prisoners this way.
Well, not heard a lot of stories about how a lot of people used to act back then.
Sure you heard of at least a few stories about me.
She'll nod. Yeah. My uncle, when he heard about you, told me about his encounters with you. He thought you were a good person, in service to a cause that didn't deserve you.
Yes, I have been reminded several times in the past that I serve a tyrant.
Some my uncle's New Year's were mostly colored by personal experiences. He always admitted he didn't know as much about the East as he wanted to.
So we'll give you an opportunity to ask questions then.
Yeah. Lot will nod and should actually ask. Don't well, know how my uncle viewed Kamul. But I don't think my uncle ever had the. I don't think he ever had the chance or the opportunity to find out more. What what was the East like before him?
I wouldn't be able to tell you from first-hand experience, but he saved me when I was very young. And raised me, trained me. And, well, I know he is not a normal person. Told your uncle and yeah, no, this is just, listen, you can give me a secure advantage, I'll give you a fucking
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. I want to know if she's here.
minus 2 on this one.
Do I have my elven keen senses
Yes,
at all?
you do.
No. Okay.
I'm not sure how it balances out. I'll let you do the math.
Yeah. You said it gives me. You gave me a -1, so it'll be
Minus
just
2.
even. -2, so it'll be just a -1 as well.
Yeah.
Hmm. That will be with Shadow. That's right. Give me 1 second. I'm
Yes.
sorry. What weak head.
Listen, you can tell they're whispering.
Mm.
Well, the general conversation will be hard to make out. You can you'll hear a couple of names mentioned. You'll hear Vork being mentioned. You'll hear Kamul being mentioned. Something about history.
Gotcha.
It's only like bits and pieces, not the entire conversation. As Emerald will kind of continue to Melot, she'll say, "You know, he is not a normal man, but unlike everyone else in the West amongst your friends, I don't view that as such a bad thing." I have seen men be greedy, seen men be violent. I've seen their desires control them. And I've never witnessed that with Kamul.
She'll, yeah, Malat will not give a nod to that. Yeah, she'll she'll say, I I'm sorry if this is a harder question, but my uncle left back home, back over the mountains. There were two friends that he didn't get to say goodbye to. I I was able to pass along his messages to Vorik, but no one's heard anything of Baranor.
Because he never arrived. You remember the smuggler that brought you here? Same captain that, well, instead of bringing Baranor to me, smuggled him somewhere. I don't know. I just know he never arrived.
Sorry to hear that.
I... Quite alright. Not your fault. Feel it. Normally I wouldn't be this obsessive, but rumors spread for a while now about an individual in the east calls themselves Mordraug, the Dark Wolf. I'll tell you right now something about languages here. Elvish is not very popular.
Do you think it's Baranor, or do you hope it's Baranor?
She's just gonna grip this, like the I was gonna say the steering wheel, God. The the horse, the reins of the horse a bit tighter, but won't actually answer. But you can pretty much tell it's the last one. It's the latter one.
Yeah, Malot will kind of seeing that will just look forward again.
So, yeah. Eventually, after a few hours, and you'll kind of like stop to make a actual campsite, as there's now clouds that darken the sky, making travel a bit more inconvenient. As she'll use this opportunity to make a camp, also be able to rest a bit, eat something. As not sure if there's any conversations. As
Yeah, Fainuf wants to talk to Emerald. If that's possible.
yeah,
This may sound a bit strange, but is there a particular way I should address you before, as we go along our journey?
you can call me Emerald. You have no obligations towards me, and we are not at court.
True enough. I will probably stick out too much. You said I would, we spoke in the cell. I mentioned I wanted to understand things a bit better, and you would, I'm not too sure. What is this Camus as a whole? I know that there is fear when his name is spoken, and I know that there is unease, but I do not know anything besides that.
This discussion is happening around the campfire, right?
Yes.
So yeah, everyone will be able to like listen in on this. She'll say, he is shadow of a man. Stern, authoritative, calm, deadly. He is what most people would they wish they could be, as in control of themselves as he is. But I am not blind. He does not eat, does not sleep. Many in his mere presence feel a shiver run down their spine. I've seen him in battle. I've seen men, seen great warriors soil their pants when confronted with him.
And what goal does he have if he has no desires of men, or ones that can be understood as such? What does Camus want?
He wants what I also want. See the lands east of the sea united. See the rule of law govern these places rather than war and strength of arms. Education instead of robbery. He wishes to see a stable, orderly kingdom rise instead of warlords trying to vie for power.
He wants to remake the world.
I'm not sure about the world, but his presence has been great boon to us.
Hasn't he also sworn his service to Sauron, though?
Not officially, no. But
I thought we were. I thought I was. We were told that by like the other Prince guy. That's where the whole like Sauron debate came up with, right?
Well, those two were debating history.
Yeah.
But she said, "Listen, officially."
Yeah.
Like, listen, we know, we have suspicions about, like, officially, no, the other person doesn't know that he works for Sauron.
Well, what about unofficially?
It does not matter to me. The Lord of Mordor has in store for Gondor or the lands to the west. They do not care for me, why should I care for them?
I cannot say I agree with that mentality.
Of course, but you lead neither armies nor kingdoms, so what does it matter why you think?
Do not lead armies, but I do have the concern of my people and the responsibility to keep them safe on my shoulders.
Then you understand that safety of my people is what comes first, not the safety of my enemies or of distant lands.
I understand that even with all of my people's power, we could not stave off the forces of Sauron. And we needed help. We still need help. One single warrior of Sauron's army wiped out the greatest warriors of my tribe. That is not something any people can face alone.
You assume I still fail to see how this concerns me?
Yes, if you believe you can stand up to everything in the world by yourself, then no, I suppose you would have no concern.
Has many of your people come together then? Has your nation been made one?
There are many tribes in the east. I wouldn't expect you to understand the nuances. But asking such a question is asking if all the men to the west have united.
I understand. Not all elves are one people. We don't always agree and certainly have a long history.
My people, the people of Elgyre, and those living near the Sea of Rune, have united. Not only have we united, we have never been this strong in recent memory. And unlike others here who seem to think that strength is measured only in individual prowess, we understand a bit more about the world.
I know this will be a naive question to ask, so will the East stay isolated here? Or will they, oh, I know there are many things beyond the borders. Or it's just right now for your people, which would probably be the easiest option, actually.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you are making this great union. Your people, I may have known all about men and humans, but I understand that the East has been in conflict for a very, very long time. And if this Kamul fellow, this king, can make it so you all are one united nation, then will you also act as a kingdom, reach out to others? Will you build a new legacy, a new everything for the East?
There are some lofty ambitions, potentially. Such things are done in generations, and
Yes.
It's not my concern what every tribe does out there. Right now, I must look out for my own.
Maybe I'll have my answers then in a few hundred years.
Okay, I'm gonna pause because I'm gonna fucking go fucking
Yeah.
insane. Hey, what the fuck are you on about? What?
That's what I said. Did you misunderstand me?
What's the point you were trying to make? Survive the
The
part
point.
why do I need to survive the Dark Lord? What this man has done nothing to me.
No, she was asking about me specifically. She was like, "Okay, listen." The Albator said, "I don't believe in the mentality of fuck everyone else. All that matters is me." And that's because she said, "Okay, well, you have to. Your people come first, right?" And she said, "Well, if I employ the mentality of fuck everyone else, all I care about is my people, and I'm just going to care about my people, then the moment someone bigger and stronger comes along and wipes us out, we're not going to have a chance because we're alone."
Okay. But like, what's the argument? You have made no argument.
Well, the argument of isolationism will crumble when someone decides that you're the next target.
She's not being an isolationist. She just doesn't give a shit about you.
I didn't listen. What I was saying was that
Also,
was
again,
what I was saying.
you're again bringing the what if Sauron attacks?
I didn't. I no. Okay, so let's just say listen, Kamul doesn't. If Kamul does Kamul either doesn't officially align with Sauron, in which case, okay. Do you really? It's like, well, then that would go into the argument of, okay, well, do you really think Sauron would leave places not under his control, or if it's C, he's totally under Sauron's control?
Well,
then we would go into the argument.
Made that argument, though. You haven't said anything of that nature. You've just said like, "Oh, what if Sauron attacks?" It's like
I didn't actually say what if Sauron attacks. She was just like, okay.
Like I said, no actual point. Come back when you actually have a point you want to make in character. Fucking kill me. As I just say again what you were saying, Ren.
She was basically making a small joke, saying like maybe I'll see it in a few hundred years because she'll live long enough to see what happens at the end of the story.
Yeah, she'll kind of like smile a bit and nod and say, "Is hopefully so."
I'm surprised you actually... I don't know much about how it usually works, but usually generals have armies with them, but you're just coming out by yourself. Is that a thing you often do?
No. But it is it's been a while since I was able to get on my horse and ride on the plains without an escort, without having to worry so much about a lot of things.
My people keep to themselves a lot lately, but even a lot forever, I think. But it is beautiful, isn't it? Everything kind of looks a little bit out in the distance before turning back.
She nods and says, "The desert scares many, but to us who've lived here, it is home."
It is. She would, if no one else brings anything up, she would just ask mostly nothing that would, not vague, small talk, essentially, with Emerald about her time out in the hunts, if she's ever done such a thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk a bit about it. She doesn't see, she's not really a hunter per se, but she does seem to enjoy horse riding quite a lot, and she does seem to be knowledgeable of the land itself.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure if anyone has anything else they want to talk about.
Well, listen, like Malat will, for as long as Emil is willing to entertain on the subject, she's going to ask a lot about the about the local area, the culture, history, like just yeah, she's very because that's one thing that Emma never found out a lot about these people. So this is this is a way for Malat to further the work of discovery.
Yeah, so yeah, no, she'll be very open, although she is clearly not well versed within like a lot of the more like nuances. She'll like just admit that. She'll say, I am not I don't think I can grant you the perspective of common person. But I can tell you that in my own administration, my own city, we've always encouraged discipline, loyalty, and integrity. I think is quite an important quality for soldiers to have. Be able to trust one another with their own lives, to rely on strict formations. Such bonds cannot be manufactured. They have to be authentically developed. Our people are, I suppose, will not get to experience that anytime soon, but maybe once we've returned, I'll have some of the local minstrels share you some of our more famous songs.
I'd enjoy that. Yeah, I'd enjoy that very much. Thank you.
Yeah, she'll kind of go into detail. There's clearly like there is like a sort of discrepancies between like how these people view the world versus how people in the West and in the North view the world. You get the feeling that she is quite educated for a military commander, as well, maybe not as educated in matters of history and language, but in the matters that relate to culture and how people view certain concepts. She's also much more experienced and like familiar with how people in the West see things, so she's able to like contrast it better for you than someone like Balkazir, who was just like fucking like born and bred in this shit. She has spoken with not just people from Dale, but Rhovanion, and even further to the south. She'll speak to you about the lands of Khand, about the lands of Harad, and how they view things. And it's clear that there is an entire like network and ecosystem of stories, of legends, myths, beliefs that are quite different from their Western counterparts in these lands, and things that seem to you quite like accepted fact. Here is much more contested, and well, the big sticking point, as she will bring it around, she'll say, I believe the best example of differences is the views you will hear about, we called him the Dark Lord, you know? The gift bringer.
Yes.
The one who is wise above all. He who has helped others rise. Bringer of rain. The wise one. There's many nicknames. Many elders and generals and kings and warlords that have passed down in history who view him quite differently from people in the West.
Yeah. Well, we'll nod. Histories I read from that I had access to in Dale painted him as much more malevolent, deceiving figure. Yes.
I remember hearing that not even the goblins thought that highly of him for dealing with the orcs.
We're well aware the differences, and even with his proclamation and the fact that, my knowledge, the reconstruction of his ancient fortress of Baradur has begun. People are beginning to talk about it again. I know slavery is something that is quite shocking to you people in the West.
Yes, it was one of the many things practiced by men that shocked me when I left the Shire for the first time. When I heard about it from my uncle.
There's something common here. When one conquers another tribe, you do not kill everyone. There are plenty of those who will swear themselves into labor. There are women and children often get taken as slaves.
Is is that something that will also be abolished with time, or
I personally view it as a necessity for now. Through death, one is unable to do anything else in life. As a slave, there are ways one can free themselves.
may I ask what those are? How can they reach such a state?
Some buy themselves their freedom, others earn their freedom. It depends. Not every petty king runs their kingdom in the same manner. You will see no such practices in my lands. But you can understand why people like the one you call the Dark Lord help us out. These lands. Offering up ways to learn, providing us the tools we need to build our civilizations. Us, the people who had nothing otherwise.
I can understand that. I am also sorry that it's come to such a degree for your people.
It is the way of life. Must do, have to do to survive.
It's naive, but I disagree that it is the way of life. Everyone is a tribe, and while yes, we all have our prejudices and our people that we are not very fond of, or kill each other even. But there's also kindness and love, community. If the world was not so cruel, I guess. But I understand that we have all lived very different lives. I just wish, I guess I wish the world was kinder.
She nods and says, but that is not the world we live in.
No.
If the world was ever to be made kind, my belief is that it will be made kind at the end of a blade.
Yeah, she nods. God, I wish there was a song roll here. There's not.
So you can just say you kind of like.
Truly
Oh.
the biggest loss of the Switch, the loss of the song.
Yeah.
Can just
I'll sing an open song, Greta. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll do it, Greta. Does it feel the same? But yes, she'll. If singing an open song is like that, that one happened.
If I don't spend
I
dice
miss it.
rolling, I can't just assume I like do well. That's impossible.
Just imagine
There was a
like
sense of
the only way the world
camaraderie.
becomes kind is if you kill everyone else.
Grunt, listen, there was a sense of camaraderie. Grunt, there was a sense of camaraderie when like everyone rolled the song button at the same time. There was a sense of camaraderie, Grunt. You just don't understand.
Simple. So I guess listen, if you want to roll the fucking dice, just give me like a wits roll.
Ooh. Would it be with heart or wit? Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull that up. Damn it. Okay.
That's
yeah,
true.
wits.
It should be with heart. Never mind. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I know I have one dice, but I gotta be honest. Oh my god!
Hey, look at that strong hit.
Yeah. Thank you, Merlon, coming in.
Does Thornburn sing too?
Is that what you're saying?
I don't think Alvatir is used to singing with other people. I think she's nervous.
Listen, we'll sing it there. Even if it's not good, it's the spirit that counts.
You all kind of.
Now it's a mess. Holy shit!
You know what?
Listen, the dwarves, they don't sing, they just do like slam poetry.
They just break
Swap
rocks. They just break rocks, Grunt. I saw what wolves do for fun. I watch Rings of Power.
Yeah, no, I realize Rivendell helps do that as well. That's how they get so fucking jacked. But yeah, no, as eventually you will have to catch some sleep, as eventually the sunlight will arouse you as morning dawns upon all of you. And well, quick quick math over here. She'll say it's a long journey to Mataram, and from there further out east. You'll
I'm
make
sure we'll be able to get there.
yeah. As it's around 3 to 4 days, give or take, because you're on horseback. I'm not sure if there's anything those couple of days that you want to do. Any conversations
You
or
can't talk
anything?
with Lomans, though.
Yes.
So, how are you feeling about this whole thing?
I was a bit concerned in Mistran, but guess everything worked out for the best, right?
Well, I don't know that for the best. I still feel awkward with her along. I must say, I am surprised not more people in our group are speaking up against the radiologies.
Kind of like shrug a bit, says
I
like
am not very good at these things.
I was about to say most of that thing kind of those things just I don't think I'm smart enough to be able to question. I don't even know where to start.
It would be much easier if the prince were still here, I say.
She kind of like raises an eyebrow.
You should have seen him talking, debating his beliefs. He was quite knowledgeable, and there was a passion in his voice that I had not seen before in him.
Hmm.
He had spoken with many of the tribes, all he could actually, and learn their different stories in their language.
Is this the Prince of Dale you're speaking of?
Yes,
Sounds like a charming man.
surprisingly, apparently, he actually lacked quite a bit of charm. At least until he started actually speaking up for himself. In that moment, though, he truly seemed like a king.
She'll kind of like chuckle a bit, says I find that hard to believe given who his father is, but
Apparently, that was a point of great stress for him. Can you imagine trying to live up to a reputation like that, especially when everyone around you talks about how not great of a fighter you are?
she'll nod and says, I've seen people try to live up to their parents before. Suppose it makes somewhat sense.
You said you do not remember much of your past, right?
Well, I was given to the.
I can't remember. Did she say like she like didn't remember her past, or she was just like an orphan since she was
No,
born?
she was an orphan. She was given to like the people of like Dorwin, like the castle maids, just as a baby.
Ah, okay. What was it like growing up for you?
Well, I don't really know how to answer that. I suppose normal.
I suppose I only ask because I don't think I exactly know what normal is.
I suppose I I learned. I did my course. Never wandered too far. Never left the city.
You ever wonder who your parents were?
She'll kind of like take a moment to think about it, and I I was a bit younger, but I eventually realized that they probably had a good reason why they gave me up, and I grew up not wanting for food or shelter, so it wasn't the worst life.
They better had a good reason. I can't imagine giving up a child as charming as you. Pats her on the back.
She'll kind of chuckle and smile. Thank you, but if you can't, maybe you can't raise one. Maybe you'll travel a lot. Don't have the money.
All good reasons, I suppose. Did you have a lot of people you were close to when you grew up?
Yeah, we'll shake her head. Say,